All right. Hello, hello, hello. Let's do giveaways. Today we'll do 50 today. Start great. There we go. All right. Sorry about the delayed start today. Let's see what we got over there. Um, Obviously, boys with the school starting tomorrow. Things got a little bit crazy this morning with last minute items, and some of these teachers crack me up. We need 34 or we need 36 colored pencils. I'm like, I can only find 24. But yeah, those kinds of things. Anyway, it's done. Their bins are packed. Everything's labeled. It's on the way. There's an orientation we're missing. It's just craziness. But at the same time, like, I want my kids to go back to school. Everybody else in Maryland, their first day was yesterday or Monday, right? My kids start tomorrow. So I'm like, they are switching to a new school, so it's important. There's only 13 kids in their class though, so I'm not super worried. I'm like, I don't have any additional questions for their teachers. I'm good. So yeah, there's that. Anyway, so far right now, all we're seeing is again, I'd say a little dollar strength, kind of chipping in across the board. You're seeing pretty much everything. I mean, the euro is kind of holding firm for the most part. It's doing really well versus the pound. We're seeing continued pound weakness. We're seeing the pound dollar as well as the euro pound over here. Pound yen down 42 is not really anything crazy. That one can obviously move. Wait, what? By 224? What? So, yeah, non-farm, the ADP non-farm number came in much lower than expected. The previous was 128. They were expecting a big jump this time. The 132, I think, is, it says it's bad for the dollar, but reality is, I don't think that's necessarily a horrible number. I mean, it's more than it was last time. Remember, they're trying to crush that demand down again. So, but it is quite a large miss today. So we are going to see, some movement from that. I don't think actually right now we're seeing too much dollar movement. Yeah, right now the dollar's just chopping back and forth. We're still playing with that 109 number. You're seeing really not much. I mean, the 815 number was right here. Yeah, it kind of went down and immediately found buyers and went right back up, and we're in the same spot. So people are looking at this and saying, I don't know, what do we do with that, right? Yeah, it's a big miss. It is not the main non-farm, right? But I think they've kind of telegraphed everything at this point. So we'll see. Chicago PMI actually came in pretty much as expected. So nothing crazy there. This is an interesting one, right? Russia is halting gas flow to the Nord Stream 1 for maintenance again, right? I don't, in all honesty, yes, there are times where I'm definitely more on the, I kind of understand, and I'm like, yes, I agree kind of what they say. I think it's funny how many times that they need to halt the flow of things. I really feel like this is not lit. And again, hopefully this doesn't offend anybody. I feel like this is not like true maintenance. Like, they keep doing maintenance. They keep halting. Like, everybody knows they're going to have problems this fall or this winter, right? Every time they like halt it and do a little maintenance, I feel like they're just trying to troll him at this point. Yeah, we got to halt it. We got to fix something, I think it's being done purposely. I think it's strategic, right? It's just strategic. So, yeah. And then also, this was a big one that came out a little while ago, right? The August output rises 690,000 barrels per day from July, right? It's the highest since 2020. Again, OPEC oil output boost led by return of Libyan production after unrest and increases in Saudi Arabia and other Gulf members. So, again, not bad, right? More coming online, and again, we're seeing oil. Again, that much supply coming in. Oil was already starting to move down. We talked about it 2 days ago about oil kind of pushing back down from its highs, and it did, right? It did, and then you can see European session really sent it down and kind of came back up again. So, I'd say overall today, I mean, again, the data is not necessarily the most oil-friendly data, today that we're going to get. We'll see what the inventory looks like. But again, this is probably going to eat up most of kind of everything today as far as we get. So, some interesting data, right? I didn't see this one. What did she say? It's a pleasure to be with you today, returning to price stability. Just a bunch of stuff. So that's what we got today. Again, news-wise, not many headlines out here. Nobody else is, in the last 24 hours is really, here. Rising energy costs may lead to a more significant reduction in consumer or consumption. Yeah, they're not wrong. I guess the euro 9.1, that's a big one. Yeah, nothing out here yet. Student loan payment will increase inflation by only a small amount. So we're increasing it still. I love that, right? We did that whole big thing that we're going to do the Inflation Reduction Act, and then we do something that will increase it slightly. But all these slightlys add up, guys. They all add up. All right, so tomorrow morning, we do have a little bit of news tomorrow morning early. Again, the unemployment claims number. I think the unemployment claims number, it's an orange. I think it just adds like another kind of spice into the mix right now. Just because, again, the Fed is trying to have that destruction in there. They want to kind of see that people not getting hired back. That's kind of like, well, people aren't getting hired. Are they firing people? What are they doing? And then the manufacturing number, I think that's the big eater for tomorrow. Again, we will talk from now till then, but this number right here, again, we're approaching that 50, and it is manufacturing. So I'm curious to see how that one comes out. So, a couple things in the next 24 hours. Then again, just to review yesterday, the JOLTS data. Yeah, not only did they adjust it last time, but hey, this shows that there's absolutely no demand destruction. It was pretty exciting because we were like, hey, listen, 11.25. We're like, man, it's finally starting to come down, but they keep adjusting it higher. And then it's like, oh, look at that 10.7. It's working what we have. It's working, guys. Pat us on the back. And then all of a sudden, bam, oops, never mind. We need to adjust it back again. It's high. It was actually higher than the forecast. Numbers were growing, not right, not back to its highs, but pretty close. And then 11.24. So, yesterday's JOLTS data didn't necessarily help kind of, the message that we've seen lately, right? And that message is that, demand destruction is important. We just haven't seen that demand destruction yet. So with that said, I don't know. I still think they're going to continue to race. I think their point all along was we need this to go farther, and then we can pull it back a little bit. Maybe they're considering this as part of the further, but it's not, we're not there yet. We're not there yet. So not there yet. All right, that's it. Let's go over the charts. Start with the VIX. So VIX, we're seeing it tear down again. Yesterday, you can see, was pretty choppy back and forth. And again, I think all this came in there with that JOLTS data. When they saw it, it just sent the volatility higher. It was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Right? Again, pulled back. It's already been absorbed. Today's numbers really kind of shot it down. And, again, it's not a supply and demand based event, so it is an area where buyers technically would come in. But you're seeing it's down, and there's really no other data out there. I mean, the data today was kind of like, whew, we're not going to raise, right? We're not going to send it into a recession. So it is more on kind of the, I would say, bearish side, obviously, for the dollar and interest rates, which is positive on this side. So, yeah. Not necessarily a bad thing. All right. Which, again, in turn, you're seeing, some green and the Russell's a little bit on the weak side. All right. So looking at some of the currencies. So we had talked about a level, this level before, right? We've been there a few times. We hit it again yesterday morning, and now we're kind of bouncing at it. I would say right now, again, let me bring this back up to a 30-minute. We talked about the push down. It ended up going up and grabbing the 20, the 61 yesterday, and I think that was because of, again, everything we saw with JOLTS data, right? As we saw the JOLTS data kind of really just take the dollar and just drive it home. Today's a little bit softer. So I would say for the most part, today I am a little bit more on the bullish side of this. Again, you could say it's down minus 0.01. So it's not flying. It's not, it's not one of those things that's just, yeah, it's a little slower. So, but I'm kind of, my feeling on this one is, yeah, it's kind of like a long opportunity. I mean, not that I think dollar strength is done. It's not over. The time of the dollar is not out. But looking at it right now, this has been an area where we've hit it a few times and it's provided some opportunity. We did not make it back up to the 78.6, but I'll remove this real quick, just to kind of do a little bit of a draw to show you where additional sellers are coming in. When you draw it down, and again, high to low, and it may go lower than this, you can see right now there's two areas. And again, I'll pull this one here. That was a level that we had mentioned yesterday, or Tuesday. There's a level right here that, again, is bisected by the 61.8. And again, a drop, a base with a little hiccup, and it looks better on a 15, and then a strong push out of it. So it's a level you got to look at. And then, number two, you're seeing that level right here, which is actually a little bit tested as well, and that's right at the 50%. So these are kind of two levels on top of each other, and right now they're lining up perfect. Again, if the price goes any lower, this one does get a little bit weird as far as, kind of where the draws go to. But those are two levels that I think we definitely need to watch out for as of right now. If there was any reversal back again, looking at this level at 68.94 and then looking at 69.15, 14. Those are the two levels that, again, you're going to be looking for. All right. Aussie yen. Aussie yen is very similar. Yesterday we talked about kind of Monday we talked about kind of short areas, and you can see yesterday kind of jolts kind of sent it this direction and then chopped it in and again came up and grabbed that 26. So let's remove these just to refresh everything. We'll pull that all the way up. This zone has now been tagged. Right. So here's one. Level of basing right here, and we came down and touched it and kind of took off of it. Again, also happens to be right at that 23 level, or I'm sorry, the 50 level, and that's 49.80. That matches up to what we see in the Aussie dollar. And again, there's no buyers left in here, but if it starts to turn in reverse here, that makes a lot of sense. That also coincides with us pushing down a little bit lower and finding the buyers that sent this higher yesterday, right? So we are coming to an area where we could have some Aussie strength coming back into the market. Hold on one sec. Sorry. No. Okay. That's good. Sorry. I was trying to make sure it's like, do we have this? I'm like, yes, it's in there. It's in there. Okay. So they're both in the same sense of we probably have some type of an Aussie reversal coming around, for this one. 61.8 is not really in an area, and then again the 78.6, you can see we got a bunch of stuff going on. The 94.17 and the 93.92. Those are both levels that again we had mentioned on Monday. There we go. Just make them flat. Make them flat. They're both there, but again, look for this reversal at 94.80. Again, not strongest. It did push it pretty deep, but it had a nice push, and now we've been front run. And I don't think this one holds much longer. Here's the original. There's the test, right? There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and you could say that this is 2, 3, 4. So I think this one breaks now, and we take a bounce. And I'd look at this one to push back that direction, okay? Which coincides with being in this zone here and taking off as well. All right, euro dollar. So euro dollar, we talked about really kind of hopefully being up at this 181. It went down, right? Not a massive movement, right? And really, we're kind of stuck around parity. And parity will act like this. Parity will be a level that you see, again, a lot of kind of magnetism towards because it's a nice round number. Everybody loves it. As you can see, we're still running right down the middle of the channel. We're still hovering right around that 23.6. It doesn't necessarily matter because we've already blown up and we've blown back down. And now we're just chopping back and forth. We need some direction on this one, I would say, as far as channels go. We know we have a level kind of right here, kind of stabilizing this one, right? You see this impulse, correction, impulse, and then touch, 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 touch. And now it's starting to base in there. And it did push away. Probably not many people left. So if you are looking for something today and we do start to see this roll over and base again, there will be a short trade in here, right? There'll be a trade that looks like this. And the 1 to 3 target is right there. Actually, right there. And that's actually before, again, typically we'd be looking to take profit right here, which is about 95% of the way. So not too hot, not too horrible. And that would look like a break of 99.73. Okay. All right. Not much to say about euro. Again, you're not seeing anything in here. You're like, you're not really seeing much. And yet we just saw, where is it? This, right? And you're just seeing this 9.1%, core jumps to 4.3, right? And you're not seeing anything, right? It's because the German data has been so horrible, right? 9.1, right? Talking about major highs, and it's like, ooh. So, yeah. But yeah, look for short below 99.73. Like I said, we still need to kind of chunk through these two levels. Euro pound. Euro pound continuing to rise. Now, we are at a level up top, right? We ended up slicing through. I mean, it kind of got front run, and they came back down and used that same level, that 85.74. And we had this one marked off as a yellow. It wasn't our favorite, right? It was kind of in the middle of nowhere, kind of not the best candle formation. That's why we had it in a yellow. It ended up chopping through it about 10:30 yesterday. Didn't give us a reversal, and again, not really necessarily a reversal type currency pair. Not at 10:30. It's a reversal currency pair early morning at 5:30, but not so much for our session, right? Just because, again, the market's pretty much closed. The reversal is meant for profit taking from the original, from the beginning hours of a session, so it doesn't quite work the same way, right? And typically you do it against a currency that can't fight for itself. That would not be the pound. That would be the dollar. So anyway, where we are right now in this one, looking, and we know we're approaching this zone, so we can go back to the original draw and use it here. And you can see this area has been hit a few times, and this was an old level here, and we talked about it and going through. And here's one. We know that there's actually one sitting just a little bit higher with a couple of retests. We know we got something very, very small. We had a Harry Potter trade there, and then kind of on a maximum level, we know we got a level up top. So there is a hiccup in there. We're just going to delete it though. And hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's kind of an old level that we ran through. There's probably going to be a little bit of a bump right there. We'll carry it across. We'll carry it across just to kind of talk about the 3 lines that we need to watch out for. There we go. Pull one there. Pull one right there. So here are the next 3 areas of sellers up above. And like I said, this one, when we looked at the original, kind of the hit, right? Is this a crazy exit? No. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then there's kind of a new one. But there's not like a great basing, nice push in. So it's a level that was a very slow base level. All right. I'll take this one off now. Let's pull this just to clean it. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. So let's see. Let's see if this draws anywhere good. Not really. Not yet. Not yet. It's funny. You look at this and you're like, oh, there's the 23, right? When you drilled up to here, like, oh, look, it already bounced off the 23. No, it didn't, because the 23 was here as it came down, and now as it rode higher, now the 23 comes in. So there could actually be something in this level. There could actually be a bounce sitting right there. Again, that's in close proximity to 23. 23 is down here at 85.75. So there could be something that pops in there. There could be something there. Problem right now is the pound is just in such shambles. They can't get any help. So, yeah, look for these to push through. Was a 5:30 reversal. And 3 o'clock started here. Yeah, I mean, I think we bounce off one of those two. I mean, if it turns, we're getting close to 10:30. If we turn in this area now, it's okay, but this is not the session time frame for this one. This is not typically when we want to look for reversals in the euro pound. Do we have any pound data tomorrow? I think it's close. I think we're close. We have European. It's today. And again, this is why you're seeing it raise today. You are seeing Swiss. Yeah, I would say once this runs out of steam, it'd be a decent reversal level. We got about 30 before we hit this next level. Problem is the ATR on this one is so small. It's only 9 in 30 minutes, so it's a slower moving pair, particularly in the off hour. So just use caution with it. But I would say, I think your thinking needs to start kind of changing. Right now, we had great data today, but I think we're kind of looking at the reversal of this of saying, is there a potential change that this turns and flips? And I would say, yeah, probably. So yeah, we may start getting into a euro short. Problem is that 9.1 is just too good, right? That is just too good. 9.1, and the fact that core jumped as well, right? But remember, their situation's hard, right? Germany being in a recession is always rough. And that's why we're seeing this as a little bit different of a story. As you can see, this is a pullback. It touched at 23. It's rallying up right now, but it's running into a whole bunch of sellers. We know that level was there. And yesterday at 11:30, 10:30 is when we tagged that 93.25, and that was Monday's level. This is what we're running into right now. So, Again, euro looks like it's in an area where we could see a reversal at this point, coming right at that 10:30. It did do a 5:30 reversal this morning as well, and again, that's when the European reversal time is. You guys will see that soon once the class is out and finished. I'm just working on examples, but yesterday, as you guys know, birthday, so I took my entire day. I did no work. It was just a nice relaxing day, and really it worked out well because with the boys going back, I got to spend a lot of time with the boys. Again, even going to get supplies, it was kind of like a boys trip. So it was Asher, Reese, and Kip, and I had all of them out, and of course Jin's in school, so she couldn't be there for that anyway. But it was kind of fun. I think Kip really enjoyed it, being out with all the boys. So it was a good day. It's a good day. But again, we mentioned that level on Monday, so no excuse not to get into that one. And that was a nice run back to the downside, about 100 pips to the downside. So hopefully you guys were able to grab that one. And we're approaching it now. So again, look for the euro to turn and flip. Again, this gets a little bit higher. It will have sellers coming in. So again, it makes sense on the euro dollar. It makes sense, obviously, on the euro pound. And then the euro yen is also lining up where we're running into sellers across 3 different currency pairs. So keep that on your radar. Pound, again, still continuing to have problems. It's still going lower. The pound, we know we got room to go. And I think these were bigger levels. Yeah. So this is what we're dealing with right now. And we're kind of flirting with this level right here. We know that there's a level down here. This is a 2-hour window, right? It's sitting right there. We know we got a confirmation of it. So this was the original push. And then we don't really have a whole lot in this range. Again, as the zone has been pushed pretty deep, so it's not really the best of levels. And it's quite a large level. I mean, we're talking about 120 pips. We're not taking a trade with 120 pips worth of risk. No, 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 no. Yeah, I would say that this is probably where there could be a reversal in this one. Unfortunately, as I mentioned already, I mean, the pound can't get out of its own way, and the dollar is still going to be continuing to rise. So, and as you can see, on the 2-hour, kind of a front run here, hit it again, it's basing. It looks like it's going to turn and collapse now. And overall, I said that I think 1400 is a target in this one, to the downside. So, 30 minutes, let's see. Yeah, see, look, it's eating the last little bit up. We've hit it here again, hit it again, based, hit it again, pulled back up. And again, a base outside means that they're forming against it. And then again, now it's going lower. So I actually don't mind this, but I would like to see a confirmation on there. There's your 1 to 3. So it's before our target, and we know that it's smack in the middle of the mess. So if we can come down and pull back again, I think actually there could be there's a potential short trade in this one, because I just don't. Right there, 15.99. And I guess I could make it just 16. Right, 116. Break a 116, heading down to the 115, well, 114.84 range. Right, looking to come down to approximately that level. Right, so not the worst of positions, right? Not the worst of positions. There are definitely worse ones out there. Yeah, so I think you got to get short. Pound, plenty of problems. Pound yen also continuing to deteriorate. We talked about this level on Monday. Looks like 1230 was the true reversal on there, and then a couple retests in. Had you have used that and said, okay, when it comes back up, there's my base right there. Well, there's one entry, and then again, you have multiple entries. And in fact, here's your morning rise at 3 o'clock in, and guess what time the reversal left? 5:30. Okay, so this is a short trade that you guys should have been in from Monday. 1 to 3 is right there, so you can see out very, very quickly. We talked about a profit target right here. If we extend it across, and again, I'll make it the same. There you go. You can see the profit target for Monday is now officially hit. Okay. Where we go with this now? So we know we got another little area just below it. And again, I know this one's not straight. I can kind of see it right here. It's close. I would say that this is probably the next target. And we mentioned 160, 160.58 before. I think reliably, we've now tagged this target. We know we got buyers sitting in here, but you can see they're establishing buyers on the top side as well. Look at all the wicks in here, right? Down, up, 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 boom, down, up, 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 up. So it's fighting. It's trying its best. Let's run fibs and see where we'll get some help. Yeah. So we'll probably get some help in this area right here, right? But also, look at this. Look at the base right here, right? How many times have we tagged this base right here, right? And again, there's your drop, base, pull down, immediately came up and confirmed it again and again and again. And look at that, just happens to be bisecting the 50. So, in any type of rallies, I think there's shorts here available in the pound yen. 161.78, and then again a level right here where again we're seeing it chop back and forth, and the reason why is because we're sitting right at the 23.6. So getting some artificial sellers. I think we look for this one, they'll come down to 160.67. And again, this is a 30-minute chart, but obviously we are in a downtrend. Anytime we have these green candles on the lower one, typically signifies that we're probably entering into that downtrend setup, and we're looking for opposing zones. Well, this is the opposing zone down here, so it's a profit target first down at 160. But in the scale of things, it is 65 pips to the downside. That's a nice grab, right? Inside of a downtrend setup, because it is not, not the best of levels, right? This is more of a profit level. It's not really a big area of buyers. If we break through this, we're in a racetrack, and we're literally looking for it to come down to 160. So another 67 pips down. And this is what that looks like. Break of 160 right there. 1 to 3 is only sitting right there, right? And that is it. So, yeah. So a couple things going on with the pound, and I think that's fine. So look for additional sellers to come in. Again, look for in any shorts in this range. Look for profit taking and get out at 160.67. Look for a base in this level, and then look for a break of 160.59. Look for it to pull down, base, pull back, and that confirms that we have sellers, and then look for it to continue to fall. All right, dollar CAD. So dollar CAD, we got the base that we were looking for, but we talked about getting a base, a break of the base, a base, and then a pullback. It came down and used the level, so this one is still valid. It shows us, hey, listen, there are buyers here. And remember, this was originally drawn off of this level, right? Drawn here, confirmed here, broken here, right? So in reality, if you're looking for the Harry Potter in the other direction, again, this is not a Harry Potter, went way too far up. It did hit it, right? It hit that violated zone and then took off. But on the flip side, when it comes back again, look at that. I haven't moved this. This is now perfectly boxing off where the base occurred, right? So this is definitely in play for the next one. And we did not get the break below, right? All we did was base in. So remember, it needs to go below. I guess I should have drawn this a little bit better. It needs to go below, right? Draw the triangle, and we have a racetrack lower. So like that one to the downside. Again, the reason why you're seeing this up, obviously, because of oil. Oil down 1.2%. Down over $1 for the day. Again, they're releasing more oil in the market. It should go down. That also provides CAD weakness, and again, we are seeing dollar strength. So it's a combination of $2 strength / oil weakness. It's fundamentally it's doing exactly what it should do. We are at the 786, so I can now fully officially get rid of that one because I don't care. And you can see we've been bouncing between the levels in there. We knew this one was there as well. I would say two things. One, this is a racetrack here, so there is the potential for a short right here. And again, we got to see what the base looks like in more near term. But 1 to 3 is there, and all that does is take advantage of this big run up. Let's run some fibs from bottom to top at this point and kind of get a gauge of where we are currently. And yeah, look at that. So the 23.6ers, they'll have their stop losses put right over in here. That makes sense, right? So when we finally break, I mean, again, they have the ability to hit and bounce. Sure, absolutely. There was buyers that stop this. But when we do finally break, look at that. We got the racetrack that comes down and it starts getting in there right around. Again, we're getting out right when the 50%ers are getting in. So that's a good one, right? I think that's pretty decent as well for the dollar CAD. But right now, this is very oil driven. There's nothing you can say about it. It is what it is. Let's see. So looks like, and again, we should see, there may be a little bit of movement coming in a second. We may get this. This is what we got last night, right? But they expect it to be a little tiny bit of a down draw, and there's a little tiny bit of a surplus, right? So, a little bit, right? A little bit of movement. Let's see real quick. Let's go down to oil and see what it's doing. Yeah, it's consolidating in. Yeah, it's consolidating in, right? It does look more like it's kind of set up for a short at this point. But, and I would say, but this is big news. This is kind of big news. So this is going to be a bigger market moving factor than obviously what, the data that we just got, or the data we're about to get, right, in a couple minutes. All right. Yeah. So again, dollar cat in an interesting spot. We don't need this here. Put it right back here. All right. Yeah. Unfortunate situation for that one, but fundamentally it's not one we want to play with. All right. So we talked on Monday about 96.93. Looks like it hit it and then kind of continued to push off of it. It's busted up now, so we don't need it. Let's see what we got. It's funny how it burst through and then used it to go. We're going to pull this off. That one is still valid. That level's there. So those are the next two areas of sellers. Actually, it's going to be here. We can use that. That's fine. This little guy I don't need. So yeah. So as far as the dollar goes, the dollar's in two different areas of sellers. The one at 98.38 is better, but this is a zone up here as well. This is kind of a racetrack off that 230. And again, this is a European-based move. It's 3 o'clock straight ahead to 7 o'clock, and we're starting to get into almost kind of a fair to go higher scenario, right? We had a level of basing. We pulled down, we based, and we pulled back, and it did push lower. I'd say that this one is, again, being 1025, kind of in a zone like this, right? Looking for that one to turn and roll. Let me see real quick, Nadex-wise, if there's any kind of easy, cheap spread there. Let me see. Nope, definitely not that one. Not yet. I kind of need to go a little bit higher. There's a knockout that's not horrible. It's not horrible. It's just a little bit above where it needs to be. Unfortunately, it's not going to be enough in this one. The move is kind of over for this. Maybe there's a weekly. Let's see. I don't know if we can have it deteriorate that much. I mean, I guess maybe, but that's a lot. Yeah, there's an out of the money on this one. But again, I really don't want to bet against the United States at this point. Not versus the Swiss. So, something small in there, right? There's something small in there. We pulled back. Again, fundamentally, it makes sense. So, but we do need a bit of a reversal for the dollar today. Seeing all this dollar strength come in, we need some dollar weakness to roll back in. But that one obviously would have just triggered. So you guys can see that this one is just in a little bit. Dollar yen. Look at the chop in this one. Talk about 139. August 30th, 10:30 in the morning. There is your reversal. So again, no Harry Potter entry, no base, right? Drop. This one was close, but it kind of went down and kind of right back up. Yeah. So this would not have triggered yet. I'm still waiting for this one to come down and break. Although actually, we could probably shrink it a little bit. Now that we know it's here, we'll do it there. We're going to shrink this one a little bit. We're going to adjust it to the more near-term bottom. Touch, yeah. And that still brings us right back to where the gap occurred, the weekend gap, which is right there. So, still good with that one. But again, 10:30 touch. Let's see, 5:30 was the reversal. Yeah, you can see not a whole lot of movement in this one, right? Not a lot. One sec. Why is it? Oh, what, Reese? Hold on, Reese has messaged me real quick. No. Hold on one sec. Okay. Reese sends messages sometimes. Reese is the younger of the two twins. Sometimes just messages are kind of like, what are you saying? What? What do you mean? Anyway, again, high on the curve, bearish mindset on this one. Again, it's not necessarily a dollar; it's more of a yen play on this one. 138.75 is high. The Bank of Japan could get in. We have dollar weakness rolling back in, just as profit taking. So bearish thinking, but we talked about 139 was a decent run from that level, 80 pips. But right now, there's no trade setup on this one, minus kind of a bearish thinking on it. Bitcoin, obviously, choppy back and forth. Monday we talked about. Really kind of the next area running in would be this 2560. You can see it came up and touched it and dropped all the way back down to where its start was, and we're back high on it again. So again, crypto's looking a little bit rough. This one ended up bursting through. It hit it, came back, and looks a little bit different. Had some sellers in there, but not as strong. Doji did the same thing. It had that one initial spike past the level, and then deteriorated all the way back down to the $6 mark. So kind of funny how that works. TLT again, obviously having some issues here. Yeah. TLT is just TLT. Let's go talk about oil. So 1029, we're about to get the oil release. Let's drop this down to a 1 minute and see what it looks like. Yeah, it's stabilizing on this top side, looking like it's going to be more of a short than anything else. But with the OPEC news already out today, it's kind of hard because a lot of the big money's already been thrown around with OPEC. So let's see, pull this. Let's see what the crude number is. Yeah, see, they're predicting a little bit down too, right? Almost exactly right. This is minus 0.6. This is minus 0.4. We'll see what it comes in as. Oh, I guess we're a minute early. So, but right now, again, it looks more like it's set for a short than anything else. And you can see it's the OPEC news. Hey, we're producing a lot more. It's like, really? Okay. Kind of like they knew, right? 1 and 3 is only sitting right there. It's not a very big move. All right, let's see. Let's see see how it goes. Come on, I know it. Oh, so that's a decent miss, right? They're expecting a little bit, and again, a little bit more of a down draw than expected there. So that's not bad. Let's see how that works out. Let's see. Yeah, fundamentally, that should be an up one. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I always think it's dangerous to do with oil, But that OPEC number was actually decent. So we'll see where that one goes. So anyway, I'll go here. Let's see. I'm going to draw some fibs on this one. We're going to remove this line right now. Hold on one sec. What? No. Sorry. We don't need this anymore. Let's run. That's what I was looking for. Good there. Look at this pullback right here. Right? Drop. Right? Impulse. Correction. Impulse. Right? The 61.8. I wish that was a little bit lower. But this one is not bad here with a couple bit of testing right there. All right, so 92.75. All right, I could be in the 92.75. Funny how that is pulling back. Right? It popped up and is already starting to pull back. It's like, wait a second, there was supposed to be nothing and it was a big miss. Now it's doing nothing on the 1 minute. It's like, wait, why is it not moving right now, guys? And that's because of the OPEC news. That's what happens. All right, so natural gas. Let's check out natural gas, see what we got going on. Yeah, so natural gas ended up basing. It didn't go all the way back up to the 99. It looks like we're pulling back down to get some of these sellers again. Let's say we're probably in this situation right here. Again, they just turned the pipeline off, but natural gas. Don't know that I would take a short on this one. Again, kind of the same thinking as always. It's all right. I still think this one goes up from here. I don't know. It's been through this level a few times. It'd be interesting to find the buyers in there. There is some. Yeah, this was the original level from back here, right? There is basing sitting right in this level, right? Here. Although, 1, 2, 3. There's a bit, just a little bit here, right? A little bit of basing. So maybe more. Let's open my door to look at me. I still think this one has the ability to go higher. I think this one you would go long more than anything else right now. By the way, that CAD position is definitely heading to the downside. I'm sorry, the Swiss trade. It was out of the money. Now it's in the money. Starting to move. Yep, I'd say long. You know, I wouldn't say I love it, but again, I think long is a better option for any of these. I definitely want to see if we can hit 10 before the end of the week. It may take some news, but I think we can get there. I think right now it's being drugged down by oil today. Gold. So gold moved a little bit more, right? Gold came down, which is fine. Let's remove this. Pull this one off. So we had talked about this level. It's been here before, right? 17, 12, 1, 2, 3 hits. This is 4. Push it pretty deep. I think right now we start targeting the 1708. It's one that we had over here. With it pushing down and kind of probing through, it's really gotten beat up at this point. So I'd say look for this one next time we come down in gold. There's probably a short trade sitting right in here. And that's a break of 1708.85-ish level. And then again, pushing down into 17, just below 1700. That's not a bad little profit target right here. And it looks like that, right? Let's see. I'll just do 17. Right? So, and again, that'll be one of those levels that, people talk about, right? They'll mention those levels. So, not too bad, not too shabby. Now, we are coming up to an area now, too, with gold. But I think the data right now is really what's setting gold off. You say, why is it going up? I don't understand. Why is it going up, right? Inflation. Well, it's pretty easy why gold's going up, right? This data right here. This is that, we're not going to raise interest rates as much. Oh, that's it. Inflation can thrive. See, they can't win either way. So, look, backs, here you go. No cuts. See, this is what they're all saying, right? I do not anticipate the Fed cutting the Fed funds rate target next year. Remember, originally they were going to jack this thing up, get it under control, and then have to tone it back next year. Interestingly enough, it seems like everybody has now dropped that cut for next year, right? I wonder what has changed, I would love to see what they're doing differently now. Right? Because they were all like, we're going to jack it past. It's going to be great. We're all going to love it. And now it's different. So, yeah, nice. Anyway, I think gold is more short. I don't think they're raising interest rates. They're still going to continue to crush it. Europe going into 9.1. The goal is going to be to crush more. So anytime we get these pullbacks, I think these are additional selling opportunities. Look for a 1708 is a decent move. And then silver looks almost identical to it. Question is, does this pull back again? We were looking for 1775. It made it down to 1793, so we're off a little bit. It's funny how these two lines keep following each other. So right now, it looks like we have a little bit of an overlap going on here. And again, that looks like it's a zone that's been used. $18.62. I'm gonna pull that off now. I don't care about that anymore. Here's a question. Let's see. Yeah, it's right at the 23.6 right now. I'd say silver's probably short today. I'm still saying 1775 is the target that we're looking for. Still looking for that one. It's not there yet, but I'm still looking for 1775. Not looking to do much until that one. And again, I think it's doing what it's supposed to be doing today. But again, gold rolling, I think it goes. Yeah, nothing has really changed in this one, right? Look at that 50. Look at that 50 comes right in there. Right on top of the 23.6. Level of basing. A nice push off. So, yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and see if his VIX calmed down a little bit. Yeah, it's lower. It's on the low side. All right. Let's see. So, looks like a decent open. So, let's see what we got today. I'm going to say right now, obviously, here's a recent high, right? 930 candle. Yep, this is definitely an entry. There's your 1 to 3. It's actually over 1 to 3. It's 1306, which is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Look at that, because there's your profit target where it should have been in the first place, and it just happens to be right there at the bottom. And you're past it now. So 1 for 1 and 1 for 1. 1 for 1 on entries, 1 for 1 for profit targets. Right? Nice little short in there. Right? Pretty decent. Let's see. Did this coincide with anything else? Sorry, Fib. Sorry, Fib traders. Yeah, I mean, unless they got in, they got one touch at midnight. But if they didn't, you didn't get entry on your 50. But it did backstop our zone. So again, nice little setup. Again, if you needed some more confirmation because you were scared about that level, you could have used the 50 as a backstop on your distal side. And bam, there you go, 1 for 1. NQ, let's see. NQ did go a little bit higher. The 930 candle is actually up here. So doing the same kind of assessment, you say, okay, listen, here we are, here we are, here we are, here we are. You know, we opened 915. The 930 candle is the green one right here. So we kind of opened right there in that level, right? So with us opening in that level, you can say, oh, we're already at the top. We've already kind of breached out of it at 915. Was there a zone over here? Oh, there was. There was. You can say, oh, look right here. And that's your 950 candle. Actually, so it's not open on this one. Yeah, the open was here. So 1 to 3 is there off that level. But that hit at 945. But this one, same thing. You know, the 930 candle's here if you're looking for this one to be a short trade, right? Again, your 930 candle is sitting right there. It's kind of like it's already breached, so this is not really the zone. So as far as an opening print goes, not really. I mean, if you're going to take this one kind of a lazy manner, there's 1 to 3, right? There's your 1 to 3 with an options product, right? And would it have hit? Not yet. Super, super close. But had you taken the 1 to 3 in options product, you're about to hit your full profit target right now. All right, we're literally skidding on the bottom. It's less than half, but it's right there. That's 1 to 3 dead on, and you can see we're bouncing right off the bottom. So, yeah. So, would you have gotten into this one? It's questionable. If you did, it was a lazy entry. Just FYI, everybody out there. Because the 920 candle went above the zone, technically that's already been pushed through the top. There should be no sellers left there. But if you didn't leave, looked at it and be like, yeah, whatever, I'm using options, I don't care, I just have to be close on your entry, you would not have actually had a true stop loss. Obviously, options don't have a stop loss. And with that pushing all the way down, your 1 to 3 would still been good. Once that pushed through, if you said, okay, where's the next level? There's an easy level right there, an impulse, a base, a pullback, and then a nice push off again. Yeah, it took a little bit longer. You didn't get an opening print entry, but you had a zone right above it, and it came up and tested it at 945, 950, and obviously clearly blew it out of the water. You can see that it was out within one candle. So I'm going to say yes, that one. I'm going to say yes, that one counts, because depending on how you took it, either way, you were good, whether it be an options product or, again, because it broke through at 920, you would not have taken it in futures. You would have used the higher level. The higher level obviously has just owned the level. All right, so 2 for 2 on both. What's we got here? Let's see. All right, this one is also pretty easy. And there's your 930 candle. It opened here, came up, wicked, grabbed it, and shot all the way down, and you guys can see 1 of 3 is right there. It came up and literally in the first candle, you're out. Not much else to say. So 3 for 3 and 3 for 3. 930 is here. Oh, I don't think this one would have made it, unfortunately. Nope. So close. So close. And which thinks about this one, right? Which thinks about this one. Is it was such a great setup, it just missed it by just such a small amount. Supposed to be on third. Yeah. Yep, it would have been right there. There's your base. I mean, I guess I could have incorporated this in, but it's still, I think the bid-ask spread would have taken you out of it. So it's close. It's super close. So 3 for 4. If you did get into it, or if your broker did have this going just a little tiny bit higher in here, then you were 4 for 4 in entries. And here, I'll draw it on there. So again, just so people are like, well, you cherry picked that. What's the real answer? 1 and 3 is right there. You can see it's well past. So yeah, so 4 for 4. 2 of those would have been kind of somewhat sloppy entries, or if you use options products, you were fine on those entries. You may or may not have gotten in, but the 2 that definitely were tagged, you went to full profit target. Had you got into the lazier entries, then you were 4 for 4 today on opening prints. Opening prints or the opening setup, right? On all of them. So, pretty good day, right? Pretty good day as far as that strategy goes. All right, so that said, that's it for today. We'll probably get a couple more headlines. Extends losses despite bigger than. Oh, here we go. Let's see. What is it doing? Look at that. Go down to 1 minute. Look at that. Right? We talked about it being more down, right? More down, and it came back up and now put even a lower high in there. So we talked about it going down, and it made it about, let's see, how far did it go? 2.28, right? So 3 is just a little bit more off that level. We'll see. At this point, I think it if you're still short, again, look to get. I think it will start to raise now. But funny that they're talking about this. It's still extending its losses despite that, despite that number. It's because the OPEC data. So, all right, let's get into the drawing today. All right, we have 5 in, so we're missing somebody. We got Ernest. Let's see. No Marina today. No Marina today. So, all right, I will give her, just in case she is here, I'll give her like 30 seconds to get in, because I always feel bad when I do this and it's like, oh, I missed it. It typically only happens to Ernest, but he's the one that tends to miss out. So. All right, I guess she's not here. All right, and again, people are allowed to take breaks. I get it. Later start. All right, winner of today's drawing is, and I did do 50 because I missed it yesterday. I think didn't Marina win on Monday? I feel like she won on Monday. I think so. I'm pretty sure she won on Monday. Anyway, winner of today's drawing is Will. I definitely wasn't Will on Monday, so it doesn't matter either way. I'm telling you, I think it was her. Yeah, it was Marina on Monday. So, all right. Leaderboard, let's go get Will. There we go. There we go. Good to go. All right. She did. Yeah. Yep. All right. So, with that said, I'm out of here for today. If you guys need anything, shoot me a message on Discord. I am around trying to get those last examples done. I will be back on tomorrow morning at 9:30. The boys are at Leah's. It is the boys' first day of school, though, although the drop-off is at 8, so I'm pretty sure I will be back by then. And, yeah, pretty excited. Can't wait. Everybody be officially back into school. Although I won't be there to do drop-off tomorrow. My first day will be Monday, so we'll see how that goes. But their drop-off is at 8, so a little bit easier drop-off for us this year than last year. Last year got sketchy a few times. It's kind of like, oh, God, I got to rush back. Not this year. I'm good. All right. Everybody have a great day. Again, thank you, for all the birthday wishes yesterday. I appreciate it. Let me take a day off. And then, yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Everybody, thanks again. Take care.